a tokolosh in Africa is like a half man, half creature type of like demon thing. So Pinky Pinky is like, it takes its story from the tokolosh. It's like a tokolosh type. And Pinky Pinky comes for girls in the bathrooms.
Ooh.
And especially when you're on the loo. Then there was another version of Pinky Pinky tickling babies. And then the babies laugh so much until they die.
What?
So, I mean, obviously, yeah, you can guess like the fears something like this is rooted in with like girls in the bathroom and babies and whatever. That freaked the shit out of us. Like Pinky Pinky was not cool. And that was also a thing about you don't say his name in the bathroom. You like, you know, that one was more a thing for us than Candyman, saying Candyman in the window, or like, and Bloody Mary, because Bloody Mary is not, it's not really like, not a lot of people knew about Bloody Mary in South Africa. It's not a big thing here.
Okay.
So
if you had a bar trying to order a drink and you have to yell it multiple times, you're safe.
Yeah, we've probably done that a lot without even knowing. So I'm going to say you'll be safe. What do you think?
I think Bloody Mary is a jerk and will get you later. We'll remember.
You're scared of Bloody Mary. What is the exact story about Bloody Mary?
There's a lady named Mary, and then she killed a bunch of people, got bloody, got cursed, and then gets people back. How's that sound?
There you go. Simple.
You know what freaked me out was the troll from Ernest Scared Stupid. And I've written about that for Cracked, too, because... All right, so this troll, right? You have Camp Crystal Lake, Jason's at the camp, or it's his mom. They want revenge on teenage campers. Nightmare on Elm Street wanted revenge on the Elm Street kids. That wasn't me. Then you have Michael Myers killing teenagers. When I was young, 9 years old, I watched Ernest Scared Stupid, and that troll specifically targeted children, and it had no pattern. Like, it would hide under your bed. When you looked under the bed, it would jump up on the bed and get you. It would use voice modification to get you. It would go into public. It would, mass crowds wouldn't stop it from grabbing you. So when I was a feral kid riding around on a bike when I was 9 years old in the woods of Florida, I was just a wreck. Like, I was really worried at all moments of my life after watching that movie for several months. Just imagine me in a dark room drinking cheap blended scotch, smoking a cigarette. But, right, there's no rules to it, is what I'm saying.
Very Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, there's no rules. It's just going to... It doesn't care. If it misses... Like, so let's say it's chasing you, and you're faster than me, it'll just turn and run and grab me. Like, there's no... I have my mind set on this person because they're the relatives of yada yada. It's just, you didn't have to say its name. You're just a kid getting attacked by the thing. So that always really scared me.
Yeah, I think those movies are like when there aren't like these specific rules. I think that is always the scariest. Like yesterday I saw that article that's because it's The Witch, the movie of the witches. Like 30 years thing. Mm-hmm. And like how that's the scariest kids movie ever. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because that's also one of those where, it doesn't matter, you're a kid. So they want to like turn you into a mouse. It doesn't matter. Like, all kids. Absolutely all kids. So as a kid, like I had nightmares of like adults trying to turn me into a mouse and then wanting to eat me. Like I had nightmares about that. Because again, like it's like you say, there are no rules. It's just because you're a kid. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about the fact that you're a kid.
And that witch, too, the scariest one to me is... So I know I keep bringing this up, but I actually included that in the same article with Trantor, these witches. And I wrote about the scariest characters in PG movies after 1986, when PG and PG-13 and R was established. And there's a witch in that movie where there's a kid in a tree, and she's like, hey, come to me. Come here. I have a snake for you. Like, this lady... That's scary to me. You have this woman, you're in a tree and she comes up to you and she offers you a snake. She obviously has no idea what kids like. She just wants to murder you. That was the scariest part to me.
Obviously.
Seeing that. Like, not in the restaurant being chased around. I mean, that's still scary because it gets butchered with a knife. One of those little mice. But it just, I don't know, watching a normal looking lady attempt to woo a kid with a snake. Ugh.
So creepy. Yeah, no, that one freaked me out too. But I have a legit fear and heavy fear of snakes. So I was like, wow, does that ever work? But so creepy.
So oblivious. All right, so how about this? I'm freaked out right now. So let's take a quick break. I'm gonna
Yeah,
reset.
because we're trailing off. It's now the witches.
Yeah. Hey, that's the MFF pod. We digressed. But yeah, so we'll come
This is
back
true.
and then we'll talk more Candyman.
Candyman.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to movies, films, and flicks. And how about those bees? Those are real bees. That's why this movie looks so good. They put real bees from a real bee wrangler, Norman Gary. He worked on Deadly Bees, My Girl, Fried Green Tomatoes. And they just put these bees in his mouth with this special cap that would roll out. And they bit his chest. But that's crazy. Like, that's why this movie looks so good. There's authenticity and real bees in people's mouths.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's, look, I'm not like that scared of bees, but I also know that, yikes, don't want to get stung. It hurts. So like, again, being a child and watching all the bees, whoo, very, very creepy. And like, I read actually that Virginia Madsen is actually allergic to bees as well. So yeah, it was very important to have like bees that didn't sting, didn't fly, and like she just had to be really, really still. But yeah, I mean, kudos for Tony Todd. But yeah, he negotiated a bonus of like $1,000 for every sting that he got, and yeah, he got stung 23 times. So like that was some good money. I think I'll do that if you pay me, like $23,000. I'll put some bees in my mouth.
I've been surrounded by bees.
I'm a slut for cash.
Yeah,
I'm a freelance writer. I'll do bees in my mouth.
And then I'll write about it.
And I'll write about it. That was really good though.
On a shoot, I was working in the Everglades and I got surrounded by bees, and I had to stand in one spot and not move for a long time while bees swarmed around me. And then all the while on the walkie-talkie, people were yelling at me to bring stuff in. And I didn't want to move. So eventually they ran out all hot and angry, one of the producers, and they saw the situation like, oh, okay, you're cool. Didn't help me. They just let me.
Sorry.
They just left me there to be surrounded by bees. Ugh.
How long did you stand there?
Oh, I mean, I was probably there for like 15 minutes until they just, I don't know why, but they moved on.
Probably because you started sweating profusely.
Ooh. It's just... I was getting ready to run too, and then they kind of... it was scary. That was a weird job for me. I had to carry around a dead gator and snakes.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it was freshly dead, so if you lay it somewhere that looks like a real gator for B-roll, and then they had snakes, but they got the wrong snakes. And so there's like poisonous snakes carrying around.
This is a terrible story. No, let's move on.
I got the job because I did a documentary about pythons in the Everglades, so I learned how to catch them and stuff. It was neat. So
what?
But I guess going back to the bees, I love it too. Like Rose, he wanted traditional effects, not like optical effects, which I dig.
Yeah.
Right? And I love that they did that. And then the big fire at the end, that was from the team who did Backdraft of all things, which I really liked. But yeah, there's just that's why I think when you make these movies, it's good to get actors like Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen who they had names and they had been around for a while, but they had never. This was a really massive break, and so they will put bees in their mouth. But if you get a big name actor nowadays, they're not going to do that. I don't think they'd let you do that. Would they let you do that nowadays?
Yeah. I wonder because I mean, like I guess it's not necessary now because like we can just throw money at special effects and whatever. But like it's weird because you think because they did that with Candyman, it like showed how it can be done. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then again, but I mean, the bees, I read that Norman Gary, who handled the bees in Candyman, he also it's the same bees in My Girl. The bees in My Girl.
Oh,
yep. Same
yeah.
bees. And that was in 1991. So the year before Candyman, he took his bees to the set of My Girl, made us all freaking cry. And then he made us cry again with the bees in Fried Green Tomatoes, also 1991. And then 1992. The Candyman bees, which, made us cry for other reasons. Because honestly, that was horrific. All the bees coming out of his mouth. Oh,
He had a bee racket going on.
Like now it's like, man, that's hardcore. But as a kid, it was like, what am I watching? Mom, I want to.
I don't think what people understand is that, maybe they do, of course, but that's a long time. Like to do that shot with all the bees, that is hours of preparation. right there.
It is. And like most people know also that like apparently Bernard Rose took Virginia like for hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she goes into this trance state. Like they did that and practiced that so that she can use it in her acting. Like you can use a keyword and she kind of goes into this state so that he can have this natural effect, because according to him, he doesn't like all the screaming and yelling in horror movies, which fair. But then he used the same hypnosis technique with the bees because she was allergic and like freaked out. She was like, okay, they decided, okay, let's, put her into a state so she can just relax with all the bees happening. Because that it's not like, okay, quick guys, it's going to take 5 minutes and then we're out of here. No.
Yeah, this is what
bees don't work like that.
No, do not. They say never work with kids and animals, and then you have bees on set. But I love those looks of hers, those hypnotized looks. I mean, they sell it. She does look hypnotized in those scenes, and they do a good job setting that up with her computer acting. She seems very, I don't know, when she's in situations, even when that guy is like super mansplaining to her, she seems she gets really immersed in that conversation. And with her research, she gets immersed in
Seduced.
that. So it makes sense, I guess, that seduction's happening, that she gets that look. It's neat how they set that up. I dig it.
Absolutely. When she's in the library and she reads the article about like who killed Ruthie Jean, that last shot of her face, she's smiling almost. Like it's like, because she's buying into the story and she's fascinated. Because I was at first like, why is she smiling? But then I understood it's because she sees the story there. She's like having a little, ooh, I'm going to be a detective moment. And I think that also makes this movie pretty good because, she doesn't want to impose on these people as an outsider, as a white person. Like, she tries to, like, respect them, but she also doesn't. Like, she tells Jake, what, are you too scared to show me? She throws that little line manipulating the poor bloody kid that's scared shitless. And then, like, when all's said and done and the serial killer has been caught and Bernadette tells her, we're going to get published. She is on cloud number 9. So it's like, you say you don't want to exploit these people, but, like, you're kind of gonna now because you're not going to get published and all the accolades and everyone wants to do interviews with you. And so I like that all happened. And that's kind of where the movie switched. This is probably just a serial killer to, oh, no, wait. Oh, wow. Here we go. So here's the legend. And I love it that the movie is like basically, divided in those two parts. And I mean, that's the reason why we only get to see Candyman, Tony Todd, like 44 minutes into the film. Oh, and when he first when he stands there in like the parking garage and it's just like, Helen. Goosebumps. So good. And then it turns. We have the turn where it's like, oh, okay, you wanna like be part of my story. Well, bitch, I'm gonna make you part of my story now. Good.
Then he does his best alienating her from everyone, I guess. And then but all the stuff that he asks her, it all sounds terrible. So his quotes, right? When he's like, enjoy, what does he say? The pain, I can assure you, will be exquisite. It was just this kind of like, I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in the classroom. Like, so now I must shed innocent blood. Come with me. And you're kind of thinking, no, but he's by then. But I mean, there's something too. I mean, she said the name, and so I watched a bunch of videos on this movie. I did way too much research on this, and I think I over-researched myself. But a lot of people have complained that when she says his name, it takes him a while to pop up. Now, in the beginning, that we only hear about that urban legend from a college student, so we see a recreation of what she's telling Virginia Madsen, where Ted Raimi, which I love, he pops up in the movie as some like gangster. What is he in that? He seems like a tough guy. I'm not used to seeing Ted Raimi as a tough guy.
I don't know, Billy. Yeah, I mean,
but she says it 4
times.
Yeah, because he says it 4 times, right? And then she says it once, and she's killed. But we don't know if that's true or not because it's just a story from the college student. So I guess his rules work differently with the Candyman, right? Like,
well, I think like the beginning is pretty standard, like urban legend vibes, because yeah, that's like the college students saying this story about, what is it? The black man coming